Weekend of August here in northern Wisconsin, and my hops that I put in the ground last year are ripe, so it's time to brew a fresh hop IPA. I'm going to be brewing it on my converted half barrel system. It's cut the top off with an angle grinder. I've got the 10-gallon Igloo, I guess, or Home Depot cooler with just the stainless mesh tubing in the middle that I get pretty decent efficiency on. My grain bill today is not exact. It's about 11 pounds of two-row and 3 pounds of Munich. I didn't worry too much about recipe design today because of the fact that I'm using homegrown hops. I don't really know what the alpha acid content is, so it's going to be kind of a crapshoot. I'm thinking with the amount of grain I have, my original gravity is going to be somewhere in the 1070s. I've got a big starter of Cal Ale yeast going, WLP01. And let's go check out the hops. So these hops started out as rhizomes, or like little chunks of root with buds on it, 2 years ago. Last year they're at my apartment in planter pots, and then last fall I planted them out here in the ground at my parents'. You can see they're pretty loaded for their second year. These are Cascades here. And then I have a plant of Chinook that's doing really good. I've got some pretty huge cones on it. Made a little makeshift trellis thing. And then I've got a Mount Hood. Alright, so these are all the hops that we picked. We probably got like, I don't know, a little over a 5-gallon bucket full of Chinooks and Cascade, and there's definitely a difference between the two. The Chinooks are super resiny, like the leaves even were coated with like this, gold lupulin. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, they smell delicious too. The Chinooks are spicier and the Cascades are a little bit more citrusy. But we just mashed in at 148. We're going for a really fermentable wort so the hops can shine. And I'll pick back up probably when we start boiling that in the hops. Alright, our mash held steady at about 149 for the full 60 minutes. And it smells nice and good like a mash. So I'm going to run it off. And I've heard people say that with fresh hop beers, if you use, the whole cone hops for bittering, the beer can get kind of grassy. And to try to combat that, I'm going to fresh wort hop these for 10 minutes or how long it ever takes for the second sparge to take place, and then take them out before the boil to hopefully take out. Thinking that most of the good stuff will probably get leached out in the hot water, and that will just be left with the alpha acids and oils and stuff, and I'll take the leafy material out. So hopefully it's not too grassy. Here we go. So I have to apologize. My phone was being a piece of crap last night and not allowing me to take videos. But this is the morning after. It's actually about 11 o'clock. And it's fermenting away here. You can see the bubble. It's rocking. But anyways, what I did for my hop additions last night with the fresh hops, Chinook and Cascade, were about an ice cream bucket, first wort hopping in a muslin bag, pulled them out after steeping for about 10 minutes. Then I did the same technique, like in the muslin bag, steeping them and pulling them out at 30 minutes and 20 minutes. And it was probably a little over an ice cream bucket each addition. And then at the very end, I did a whole bunch of them, the rest of them, which was probably like maybe 2 ice cream buckets or more. Let that steep for like 5 or 10 minutes before chilling it down. Pitched it a little bit warm to encourage growth. I think with all the hops in this beer, I'm not going to have to worry too much about a little bit of fruity yeast esters coming through because it should taste really hoppy, and I'm going to drink it fast. So fermenting a little bit warm for me, upper mid-70s, kind of the upper range where I'd want to be, but I'm going to throw it down in the basement tonight and pick back up. Oh, my original gravity came out to about 1072, so that's pretty good. It'll probably be a 7% beer. I'm expecting it to dry out, seeing that I mashed at 148. Maybe around 10:10 or 10:12. That'd be great. And then I'll dry hop right in the keg with more fresh mix of Chinook and Cascade. That's actually mostly like the most resiny, sticky Chinook, so they should be really oily and good for a dry hop. So I'll do that, and then I'll pick back up down the road and do some tasting notes, maybe in a month or less.